Hey y'all, welcome to my channel Sakija Karina Empowers, where I love empowering you educationally, socially, and mentally. And today we are going to talk about 2020 execution. Yes, it's that time of the year where all you hear is new year, new me. And this is super exciting, you guys, but let's be real. We all know that becoming an overnight success is not realistic, and in order to reach your goals, you have to execute the necessary steps it takes to get there. So let's talk about 6 things that you must do to make 2020 a super successful year for you. Number 1, create and write down your why. This is super important, you guys, because you must keep in mind the reason behind your motivation. You want to know the reason or reasons as to why you want to succeed. And this why has to be so deep, you guys, because it cannot allow you to get comfortable. And if you ever feel defeated, you're going to push through anyway, just because you have your why at the forefront of your mind. One of my whys is my children. I have to become successful for them. And I think about what could happen if I don't. Like them having to face some hardships that they wouldn't have to face if I become wealthy. And that keeps me going. Another one of my whys is my passion to share my story in order to help someone else grow. Someone could be struggling and they could continue to struggle if I choose to keep my journey and my story to myself. And so I continue to do what I gotta do and push through anyway to share my story and what I've been through and how I've made it out in order to help someone else grow. And so that in itself really keeps me going and it keeps me growing. This is going to take some deep thought, you guys, and you have to think really hard about your why. What are you super passionate about that keeps you pushing through the struggle regardless of the obstacles? Think about that. I want to hear from you, so put your answers in the comment below. Number 2, create a system. This is super important, you guys, because the system is going to be the organized process that you create and the steps that you take in order for you to achieve your goals. It's like a map to your destination, and creating a system makes winning very likely and achievable. So for example, I want to grow my YouTube channel. Of course, I only just started, and so I want to attract new subscribers and new viewers to my channel. So for example, my system would look like this. A, make sure I research and write down new content ideas on a weekly basis. B, allocate time to make sure that I am planning my content. And so whether it be on Friday, whether it be on Wednesday, I would commit to a day to be sure that I am meeting my content planning goals. And C, consistently upload a video on a weekly basis. So I would choose a scheduled day that I will be sure to upload a video so that I am consistent in meeting my goals. This is just an example, you guys, but creating a system is very important because it literally carves out the guesswork and creates the framework for you. And if you're an entrepreneur like myself, you've heard of entrepreneurial freedom. So systems are very important for that because it allows you to get away and go on vacation or whatever it is in your business when you need to, if you have those systems in place. Number 3, work in time blocks or power hours. We love to create deadlines for ourselves, but sometimes we don't consider the many things that interfere with us getting the quality work done. And sometimes we even forget the many things that we already have stacked on our plate. Our minds are so focused on that desired date of completion that we don't think about how much time it actually takes for us to get the quality work done. So break down your work days into power hours. So for example, your goal is to have an event launch for your business, and you've already written down the necessary steps it takes for you to get there. One of your steps is to research and select venues to call for a potential booking. So set aside an hour or two on a scheduled day to fully focus on this step so that you can conquer it in a desirable amount of time. Sometimes we find ourselves taking 5 to 6 days just to complete a task because we're not fully focused on it, or we get distracted. But if you work in time blocks or power hours, you can definitely meet that desirable deadline in a desirable time. Number 4, this is one of my favorites: setting boundaries. Okay, there is no such thing as balance in my book at all. You hear me? None. So set boundaries. If you are someone that's trying to spread your time out equally amongst all the many things that you have to do, especially for us mothers, just stop it. Stop it now. Okay, and set you some boundaries. Setting boundaries is like creating a protection for your vision. You have goals that you want to meet, right? But it can be difficult to reach those goals because responsibilities just got you bound, okay? But this is where setting boundaries come in. If you set boundaries for your life, it could be easier for you to reach those goals. So whether it be a time boundary like, sis, I only got 20 minutes to talk, go. Or setting a boundary like, if you're like me and you still have a day job, answering emails after 5 p.m. is a no, because then starts your family time, or then starts your entrepreneur time, or then starts your personal time, or whatever it is. It is your life and you have to be strategic about it. So setting boundaries are super important. Number 5, stop overthinking. Yes, this is definitely on my list to execute for 2020 because many of us waste too much time overthinking things, and it can hold us back. We overthink ourselves out of so many opportunities because we feel like we're not confident enough, or because we feel like we're just not ready. I am definitely guilty of this, you guys. I've talked myself out of opportunities just because I felt like I was not ready. But I've been practicing Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I definitely recommend you Google that thing, because this has helped me tremendously. And so stop overthinking. Let's look at some things that we can do in order to just go for it in 2020 so that we can be ready for opportunities and ready for the change. Number 6, last but certainly not least, and absolutely the most important, pray. Okay? It's super duper important because everything is possible with God, and you must believe that. So thank Him for all the things that He's already made possible for you thus far. Ask Him for guidance and ask Him to continue to reveal your purpose to you. Ask Him for consistency and for continuous growth, but don't forget to thank Him for all of the things that He's done. Pray for consistency. Pray for God to allow you to unfold and help you increase knowledge in areas that you may lack and value so that you can continue to serve your purpose on this earth. But we all know that faith without works is dead. So with all the prayer and all the faith, you must continue to push yourself and work through whatever obstacle that you may face so that you can continue to seek an abundance of growth. That is it, you guys, for my 6 things to help you execute for 2020. But I want to leave you with this quote. Leaders have 3 fundamental responsibilities. They craft vision, they build alignment, and they champion execution. And so whatever it is, I want you to keep going and keep growing for 2020 so it can be super successful for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel so you guys can get all the great information and nuggets that I'll be dropping here on Sakija Karina Empowers. And leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you are doing for 2020 to execute. Leave me some suggestions. What about some things that I probably didn't even think of? I want to hear it, so make sure you leave it. Thank you again, and I will see you all again soon.